Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Saturday morning to you all. Hope you guys are having a great start to your day, a great start to your weekend. Going to give you an update, as we always do here this morning, on the weather that could potentially unfold for today. Not expecting, really a whole lot of crazy weather at all. There's a very small area of the country that could really see a threat for all hazards today as far as severe weather. We're going to talk about that. But really, the big story, honestly, is the big time heat starting to build into the south central U.S. And I'm really talking about Texas, areas of Louisiana, Oklahoma, even into Kansas. There's a chance that almost everybody, maybe besides the extreme coastal regions who get saved just by the breeze off the ocean, but there's a chance that nearly everybody in Texas could get over 100 degrees a day. It's going to be very impressive and very ugly as far as heat. It's just not going to be comfortable at all across the south central U.S. But we're going to talk about that. We're just going to talk about everybody as a whole. If you guys have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button for me. Like the video if you like it. And, if you're not following me on Twitter or you want to hit me up on Facebook, definitely like the Facebook page. It's a great way to interact with me much quicker as opposed to on YouTube, where I usually check my comments probably twice a day. I go over all my comments and try to read them all and things like that. But hit me up on Facebook, like the Facebook page, and definitely interact with me there. If you guys got anything that I can pray about, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over it, and it gives others an opportunity to do so too. So let's get rolling this morning. Water vapor loop. I'm showing you this. There's not a whole lot going on it, but it really kind of describes our pattern very well. We got some troughing still going on across the eastern U.S. This will provide a pretty nice day across really the areas of the mid-Atlantic, but mainly the Northeast. The heat is starting to return. The humidity is starting to return for areas of the Southeast as the flow is starting to be more supportive of that moist flow again. But, if you look at this, you see how these clouds are streaming in from the west, almost they're coming in from the southwest and then just west and then dropping in from the northwest. This is pivoting around a ridge of high pressure that is beginning to build over the southwest and is going to gradually scoot over into the south central U.S. today. And it's really going to heat up Texas today big time. But this flow is going to cause some severe thunderstorms along this area of the country today. Very small area, very small section of southeast Nebraska, northeast Kansas, areas of southern Iowa, and then a pretty large region of northwestern Missouri today. This is going to include big cities like Kansas City, things like that. So let's move a little further through here. A slight risk for that region that I just mentioned. So it's just a slight risk right now. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if you get a very small enhanced region introduced for this area today. We'll see how this goes. I'm not calling it right now. We'll know here in a few hours. But Kansas City, even Omaha south of Des Moines, Kansas City, though, probably, this area right here will be the biggest area. And all hazards are on the table here. Tornado threat, you got a 5% risk. Kind of on the southwest fringe of this threat area includes Kansas City, a 5% chance to see a tornado in 25 miles in any given location. Wind threat is there too in that same area, a 15% risk to see a damaging thunderstorm wind gust of 50 knots or higher. Then you have a hatch region, which is a 10% risk in this black outlined area inside this 15% risk to see severe thunderstorm winds of 65 knots or higher. So either one in general is going to cause damage to small things that are just laying out in your lawn, but the higher you get, the more chances you get of small trees getting knocked down, bigger tree limbs, things like that. But it's going to be pretty active across this very small section of the country today. And then hail, 15% risk to see hail today, 1 inch in diameter. And then you got the 10% risk in this area where supercells can form. The dynamics are a little bit better, supportive of discrete storms. So you're going to have also a 10% chance to see larger hail, 2 inch diameter or larger, 25 miles in a given location. Let's check out the watches and warnings. So this huge orange area, this is heat advisories. So, nearly everybody in this area right here has a chance to get over 100 degrees. Most areas will, if not the hundreds, upper 90s. This includes a lot of big cities, Amarillo, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, all the big cities. It includes Shreveport, Louisiana, even a couple counties into Arkansas. So very impressive heat, very nasty heat will build into this part of the country today. We'll talk about how hot the National Weather Service is saying for this area towards the end of the video, so stick with me. Let's talk about the severe weather first. As always, we'll always talk about the most active area of that day that we're talking about first, and really going throughout the morning hours to getting into the afternoon. Just some showers passing by in areas of Iowa, areas into northern Illinois. But then once we start to get into about mid to late afternoon, a couple storms start to pop up here on the Missouri-Iowa border. They could quickly become pretty intense across this portion of the threat area. And then one thing you got to watch out for as we're starting to get into later in the evening, around dinner time, around this portion of the country, these storms right here could really produce. Now, the threat level is the highest probably into here, but the storm coverage probably won't be as widespread as it will maybe up in here into southern Iowa and northern Missouri. But if anything gets going, there's a chance areas like Kansas City, even though you have a slight risk today, you might not get any storms at all. It's just something we got to watch out for. But we'll stop it right here. This is around 9, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., give or take an hour. These are some nasty storms into northern Missouri based off the HRRR model. These could be producing large hail. This is north or northwest of Columbia, Missouri. But any cities, any small towns in northern Missouri, please watch out today. The latest short-range models really want y'all to be under the gun today. Some of this might sneak into western areas of Illinois into the overnight hours, but these storms could really produce in this region right here large hail, an isolated tornado, damaging winds. All threats are on the table with this. It really is. So please be careful today in this portion of the country where you guys could see some nasty weather. Let's talk about the southeast. So moving forward here, what's left of that Mesoscale convective system is kind of drifting out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. We'll watch that a little bit later today, but really early, as early as lunchtime, we're already going to have some storms popping up in the Big Bend area of Florida. Some tropical downpours will be firing up. And then even in the coastal regions of the Carolinas, it's possible some showers and storms could pop up. And we'll see how west they make it, but normally they don't make it very west. This might pop off a sea breeze today and make its way inland. But in general, expect a lot of rain in Florida today, especially probably Jacksonville Point South, which is basically all the peninsula of Florida. But you guys are going to have a lot of downpours. If you're vacationing in Orlando, SeaWorld, Disney World, Universal Studios, you're going to be dodging showers and storms today for sure. Very, very messy day on and off. And then maybe some showers and storms in southeast Georgia a little bit later this evening. For the northeast, you guys pretty quiet, but you're going to have some showers drifting through areas of Maryland today. But I'm not really expecting these to be really in storms, as far as storms, but just some showers. A little bit deeper southern areas of Missouri, maybe not so much, but probably just dodging a few showers, maybe an isolated downpour, maybe just some cloudy conditions, and then maybe an isolated storm or two in New York State, northern PA, and then maybe some more showers and storms kind of drifting into the state a little bit later this evening. But I'm not really expecting any of this to be severe, just some isolated downpours, nothing too much to write home about at all. My folks up here in Michigan and northern Michigan could see some rain today also, and some storms could sneak all the way into Indiana as we get into later in the evening for sure. My folks out here in the south central U.S., you guys are going to be pretty quiet, but you're going to pretty much roast. You're going to be under the influence of high pressure, so normally you don't get much convection under high pressure. You just get very hot, stagnant, and uncomfortable air, and that'll be the case today with these storms right up here in Missouri firing up that we just talked about. The north central U.S., you folks are going to just, it's kind of been the same pattern. You've had a kind of a northwest flow, but you've been pretty high enough above this flow aloft to really avoid any severe weather. But you folks are going to just be dealing with some showery weather anywhere from the entire state of Illinois, the entire state of Minnesota, some showers and things like that in areas of eastern South Dakota. Iowa could see some showers today. The Great Lakes region could see just some showers today. Not everybody, but it might, drift. A widespread light rain might move into areas of northern Michigan a little bit today. I know I got a guy who watches up in that area. Looks like you guys are going to definitely be seeing some light rain maybe heavier at times drifting into your area, probably just after lunchtime, if not before. But this will continue to move through, and we'll see how this unfolds today. But behind this, maybe a storm or two could fire up in southern Minnesota, Wisconsin for sure. So be careful today. You guys could definitely see some storms, but the further north you get, I think the severe threat really lessens very quickly. As far as temperatures, very comfortable day in the Northeast today. It really is 60s and 70s for highs. You're still under influence of this trough. Areas of the Southeast, 80s, near 90 in certain areas. But the further in the south that you get, the further west in the south that you get, you start to get hotter very quick. And right under you get under this dome of high pressure, you folks are going to really just roast. And we'll get a little bit closer look at this here in a second. But you just got consistent troughing, at the northern fringe of this ridge of high pressure building. So if you're up here in the Great Lakes region, you're staying pretty cool. Wouldn't say chilly, but definitely cool for June standards up here into areas of northern Michigan, northern Wisconsin, where you'll probably have some rain-cooled air. My folks in Texas, I feel bad for you guys. I know you have already dealt with a lot of heat, but I mean, this is high temperatures from the National Weather Service, the best source you always want to go to. I mean, widespread 100s, and not just 100s, guys. I mean, out here in the middle of Texas, it could get to 106, 107 degrees. Dallas-Fort Worth expecting to get over 100 today. I mean, all the major cities in the middle of the heart of Texas is getting over 100 today. And then the entire western half of Oklahoma and Kansas, over 100 today. So very uncomfortable temperatures. Might get a 100-degree reading that sneaks into areas of Louisiana today. We'll see how that works out, but I doubt it. But very hot, very uncomfortable day. I mean, it really is. So definitely, I would stay inside today unless it just doesn't bother you. Some people it really doesn't. But I know if I was out here, I would definitely be staying inside today. So be safe out there, stay hydrated, and definitely listen to your body as far as being outside for too long. But that's all I got, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless all y'all. I have you an update this evening. And we'll give you another update on what's going on in the tropics, because there is a couple things to talk about. Y'all have a good day.